right. Hello, EMS. It's Mrs. Mancuso again from the school counseling office, and today I'm here with Mrs. McGurk, a teacher in the math department here, and she's going to tell us a little bit about all the opportunities available within their department. So thank you for being here today.
Yeah, no problem.
So can you just talk to us a little bit in general about the math program?
Sure. So courses that we offer within the math department. So we have Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, Pre-Calculus, and with that comes trigonometry as well. Calculus, statistics, and computer science courses. And then a couple other courses other than that, but in general, those are the main courses that people take.
Mm-hmm. And so as ninth graders, I think depending on what your course you're taking this year, your teacher will make recommendations, but can you talk a little bit about the ninth grade program?
Yep. So as a ninth grader, coming up, you're coming into Algebra 1 or Geometry. And then within that, your teacher will recommend from 8th grade what's the appropriate level for you to be in.
Perfect. So I know sometimes students are doing honors Algebra 1 and they're plan to take honors geometry next year, but sometimes their grade isn't really strong. Is there the possibility to do this college prep geometry instead as a freshman?
Oh yes, definitely. That's something that you can talk with your teacher about and talk with your guidance counselors about on what's going to be best for you, because freshman year can be a transition as well. So it's whatever is appropriate for you.
Yes, thank you.
Yep.
So the majority of you will be going into Algebra 1 next year, but for those of you already in Algebra 1, you'll be going on to honors geometry, but as we just mentioned, there's also the possibility of college prep geometry. And actually, while I'm thinking about it, because so many kids ask about this down the road, is there the opportunity to accelerate in math if you want to advance to some of the higher level classes?
Yep, as far as like looking over the summer and working on work, yep, that is definitely an opportunity. You can look into a program that you might be interested in taking over the summer. Again, talk with your guidance counselor, talk with your math teacher about it, and that's something that you could definitely work on.
Yeah.
And then, you know, hopefully you could get to some of our AP courses. So we have AP Calculus at a couple different levels, and AP Computer Science, and AP Statistics.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't typically recommend that you accelerate as a freshman or maybe even a sophomore, but junior year particularly, we have some kids looking to accelerate. So if that's something you are interested in, you can talk to your math teacher or to your school counselor. We can figure that out for you. I only mention because I know sometimes kids ask about that. So, what are some projects or areas of focus that your department completes?
So some things that we have fun with. We have a robotics class that we offer at the high school. And then we also, Oliver Ames High School has the robotics club outside of the class, but you don't have to take the class in order to participate in the club, and then vice versa. You don't have to be in the club and then take the class. So that's something that's fun. Thinking along those lines, but not exactly the same thing. We also have a math team. That's also something fun that one of our teachers, Ms. Schleicher, has built up over the years. So they participate at the school, and they invite other schools to come in to compete against them, and then they also travel and go to other schools to compete. It's been a good evolution of the program.
Nice.
Yeah.
So if you are interested in joining a club next year, think about the math team if you are a strong math student or just like math in general. What do you think students enjoy most about your math department, your programs?
Well, it's the best department in the world, so of course everybody loves being up on the 3rd floor with us. But I think one of the things that I think about the most is senior year, right? Senior year, you're really starting to think about what am I going to be doing after Oliver Ames? And we have a lot of variety of classes for students to take senior year. So I think that's really neat that you can kind of specialize in what you want to do.
Yes, as Mrs. McGurk was mentioning, there's a lot of different paths you can take once you hit junior and senior year with your math courses. And that's great. That's a nice opportunity, so you can kind of dabble where you have maybe areas of interest or strengths when it comes to those math choices. So, which is kind of exciting. You get to start to decide what classes you want to take, which is cool.
Right.
Okay. And then graduation requirements. So how does math play into graduation requirements?
Right. So you do need 4 years. You do need to pass 4 years of math in order to graduate. So that's another reason why, you know, that 4th year, your senior year, it's kind of neat that you can kind of pick what you want for a math course, depending on what you want to do after high school.
Okay. Yep, 4 years of math, and then within that, we expect you to be taking the Algebra 1, the Geometry, and the Algebra 2. So
Yes,
those are the priority ones. So great,
Yes.
okay.
Right.
And then I know we talked about robotics and the math team, so I think we covered most of the clubs associated with the department, which is fantastic. But then thinking about the future, can you talk about any college majors or careers that you see a lot of students in the math field pursuing?
So typically in talking with seniors, a lot of them are looking to go into engineering or into the medical field, or we even found with business courses that any of the STEM fields really, but students really want to make sure that they're picking what's appropriate for them their senior year of math to go on to that next level afterwards. But really, math plays into so many different fields, so many new and emerging fields as well. Most students going to college have to take at least 1 year of math, or 1 semester of math, I should say. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. Math does not end in high school, that it seems to extend into most aspects of life. So if you're pursuing it directly as a math major in college, whether that's to become a mathematician or a statistician or
even a math educator.
You know, as Mrs. McGurk mentioned, in the business field, we're seeing a lot of students pursuing, you know, interest in the business programs, finance, accounting, all of those will incorporate math. And then the same thing, even if you go into a trade, it's important to have those math skills, particularly, you know, if you're talking about plumbing or electrical, all that includes some features of math.
Oh,
so
definitely.
math is definitely one of the cornerstones here. So, but if you have any questions about the math courses or any of the opportunities in the department, feel free to reach out to me or Mrs. McGurk, and we can hopefully answer any questions for you. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.